All right, great. Well, hello, and welcome everyone to our webinar, really exploring the evaluator, so owning your unique wisdom as an evaluator. So this is really a wonderful and unique opportunity to get to know one of the rarest of all of the career types, which is the evaluator. And I am so excited and so honored to have so many evaluators with us here today. So hopefully all of you that are joining us can really get a flavor and a sense and a deeper understanding of who the evaluators are, what their role is, and their deep wisdom. And so I think it's really appropriate. This happens to be Earth Day, so I think it's really a very special day to have all of our evaluators join us. So the first thing I'd like to do is just jump right in and let's meet our evaluator panel. So what I'm going to do is just have each of you introduce yourselves. And what I'd love to hear is just talk a little bit about, first of all, where you're from, what your career background has been, and anything else that you would like to add just as a quick introduction before we dive in. So let's go ahead and as we go through this, if you guys want to turn off your camera and we'll just to focus on whoever is speaking, we can do that. And let's start actually with Connor. So I'd love to start with Connor, if you would like to introduce yourself, share a little bit about who you are, where you're from, a little bit of your background. We'd love to get to know you.
Thank you, Karen. Am I in view and everything? I can't see myself.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. So my name is Connor Sauer. I currently live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've been deep in human design for 14 years, and I had my first reading, getting the knowledge that I was an evaluator, reflector back in the late 90s. And I can say that even with what little was shared way back in the 90s, it was very instrumental for me in understanding a lot of how I move through the world. I lived 35 years in Wilderness National Park, so I was involved in park politics, the preservation, wilderness, all the environmental issues. I ran a small massage, nationally board certified massage therapy clinic in the Northwest. And I've been coaching women in personal empowerment and in the wilderness and in business for probably a decade now. And that's my current business online. And I can say that coming across human design in itself was instrumental and confirming, as I think everyone on this panel will also say. And BG5 in particular for me has given me a language to talk to other people in a broader base than I found in human design, the mainstream language. And because I work with primarily entrepreneurial women right now, it's given me a language that they understand and a lens that is applicable to business. So that's what I have to say right now.
Such an honor to have you here, Connor. It's great to see you, and I'm really excited for everything that you have to share. I always so enjoy your wisdom, and Connor is currently our only BG5 consultant who is an evaluator, and so really glad to have you here. Thank you, Connor.
Thank you. And I'm excited to be with my compadres here. That to me is also going to give a flavor of, even though we're the same career type and we're not in a large population, we're still also very, very unique.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Connor. And let's go to Brad. Hey, Brad.
Hi, Karen. Thank you for the welcome. It's wonderful to be here. So, I started out, I was in the corporate world for about 28 years, and that ended in 97. And actually, about 12 years before that, as I was working in the corporate world, I had a knowing, it just came to me out of nowhere, that I would be out of that um, corporate operation just before I was 50. And I was about 36 or 37 at the time, and I didn't pay any attention to it. I just carried on doing what I was doing. And I will back up and say that I had a very difficult time transitioning from school to the corporate world. And I eventually took a job, didn't like it, but got very good at it because I had to, and actually excelled at it, but it wasn't for me. And this knowing came to me, and so just prior to me turning 50, it all started to shift and change. And so since about 1997, I've been coaching people, helping people learn to self-empower. And then over the last 10 or 15 years, it's interesting that human design crossed my path about 5 or 6 different times. And I didn't pick up on it until about 3 years ago. And then when I did, it really all resonated with me. And I can tell you when I first saw this design, pardon my language, I went, what the hell is that? But it's really served as confirmation for me. And so the last number of years I spent coaching people, as I said, and when BG5 crossed my screen, I jumped all over it for a number of reasons. First of all, it's the language is much better for me. Secondly, I took emotional intelligence to the corporate world way back in 98, 99, 2000. Wasn't well received, and still continue to do that. And it's much better received now, but still a long ways from where it needs to be. And so I'm thoroughly happy to be here. I'm thoroughly happy to be sharing, and I don't know what else I can say at the moment. Just thanks for having me.
Great to have you. And you're from Canada, right,
I'm sorry,
Brad?
yes. I live in Vernon, British Columbia, Canada. So if you're familiar with British Columbia, I live about 50 kilometers, 30 miles in US language from Kelowna, BC. I live in the heart of what we call the Napa Valley of Canada. We have fruit and grapes and all that stuff here. So beautiful. Very temperate climate.
Beautiful. Well, it's so great to see you, Brad, and so great to have you on board. Again, I'm really looking forward to all the information that you have to share as well. Really great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And let's go to Karolina. Hello, Karolina. Welcome.
Hi. Hello, Karen. Hello, everyone. It's lovely to be here. I hope you will enjoy this webinar. And for me, it's an opportunity to still gain more wisdom as an evaluator, because I'm into my experiment for like 14 years, but I still feel that I'm learning about my type and about making decisions. About me, I am from Poland, London, now, from Poland, Toruń, but now I live in London. And as I said, I've been to human design for 14 years, to BG5 for about 2.5 years. And yeah, and I look forward to learning all about it. Thank you.
Wonderful. And I don't know if you can turn your camera on. Looks like, so just getting used to kind of turning your camera on and just wanted to make sure that worked. Whoops. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
Maybe now internet is slow.
There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And here's one of the things, again, that you'll find that's really amazing. We have individuals from all over the world. And so it's really not only getting the perspective from different evaluators, also getting that perspective from different parts of the world as well. So thank you so much, Karolina. It's so, so great to have you here. And I look forward to what you have to share as we go through the webinar today. So thank you for being here. Wonderful. And Then if Karolina, you would like to turn off your camera, and then we would love to see Emma. Hello, Emma. Welcome.
Oh, let's just wait a second for this to come up. There. Is my camera on now?
Yay.
There we go. Hi.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. As Karen mentioned, my name's Emma. I was born in the United Kingdom and moved to Canada, immigrated as a child with my family, and I now live in British Columbia, Canada, on the West Coast. So I actually finished high school in Armstrong, British Columbia, which is literally 15 minutes up the road from Brad. So funnily enough, yeah. And now I live down on Vancouver Island, so closer to Vancouver, BC, and Seattle, Washington, in the US. Yeah, so I got introduced to human design probably about 5 years ago now, perhaps something like that, and BG5 about 2 years, perhaps, yeah. So through a friend of mine, a friend of a friend actually, and she was starting to study human design, and she likes pulling up people's charts and talking to them about it. She pulled up mine, and she saw that I was an evaluator, reflector, and she got tears in her eyes and just said that I was a precious gem, and that I could see people's souls. And I had no clue about what that was all about, the impact that that was having on her. But to see my own chart and to understand that I was 1% of the population and I function completely differently just it changed my life. It revolutionized how I saw myself, because I always knew there was something very different. I saw the world very differently. There were things I struggled with that other people found very easy, and I couldn't see why, because I'm an intelligent, competent person, but for some reason there were things that didn't take with me. So to understand that this is my design and there's a reason for why behind all the struggles, then that helped release a lot of judgment and freed up a lot of resources to do other things. So a bit like Brad, I struggled going into the workplace. I was very strong in school, but to go out into the real world and deal with all those energies, very challenging. I knew I couldn't handle the corporate world. I specifically avoided that. I went into healthcare to try and be a do-gooder. But even that was, there's a lot of doing. There's a lot of building generator work in the world of healthcare. So yeah, I ended up training as a naturopathic doctor, ran my own practice for a few years. And as I got more into human design, BG5, I realized that there was a lot of what people were coming to me for. They couldn't necessarily see it, but their problems weren't physical or even mental necessarily. They're coming more from just they didn't understand themselves, and they were trying to fit into a world that had expectations of them, and they weren't able to use their own intelligence, their own wisdom. So I'm currently sort of transitioning into something in the world of human design, BG5, coaching, empowerment, all that woo-woo world. Because to me, it seems like that's what people really need to be able to make a transformation in their lives. They need to first start from being comfortable with themselves, and then all the other details will kind of work their way as they need to. So human design attracted me because, again, the language was more practical, pragmatic. I'm a 5-1 in my public role, so practical solutions are my friend. So that's how I ended up here. And yeah, so I've really enjoyed working. Natalie has been wonderful getting the 5 of us together in a penta to do our own discovery and work. So hopefully the fruits of that we'll be able to share with you today. So thanks, everybody.
Love it. Thank you so much, Emma. I can feel myself sort of tearing up, because I think what you speak to is, I think, really spot on, is that a lot of the reasons why people get ill, is because they don't love themselves or they don't understand themselves. And so I think it's such a gift especially having so many evaluators here. And we're going to talk a little bit about what the evaluator is all about, but it really is helping us awake to that. And I know you say it's kind of woo-woo, but for me, it's not woo-woo at all. It really is kind of, yeah, I know.
The first perception is people think it's woo-woo because that's anything that's new tends to get dismissed in that way. Right.
Exactly. And I think one of the beauties of human design is that you really, in a sense, see the mechanics that are behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it moves it from the woo-woo into the real practical. So I love that you brought that up. Thank you so much, Emma.
No
Beautiful. And then let's go to Tina. Hi, Tina, if you want to turn your camera on. Hi.
I'm here. I'm kind of nervous and very excited to join this webinar. And my name is Tina, and I'm from Taiwan. Taiwan is an island called Formosa in Asia. And I'm 39 years old and studied human design. I study in design, that kind of design, space design, and work in the hospitality industry right now. And my position is I work in a design team in a very big company, and I am an assistant design manager, and the major assignment is deal with administration and assisting my supervisor of the hotel construction. I need a lot of professional communication skills and the coordination skill for the project, but I think I have a lot of things to learn. In this energy type world, I find out all of my colleagues, they have so many energies, and I always feel I'm exhausted. So sometimes I feel I cannot fit in the groups. So I think I'm still learning, and it's life processing. Anyway, and sorry, I studied in BG5 Foundation Course in 2018, and I have been attend private by being your workshops and study. Recently, I'm studying in Family Penta Introduction. Also, I attend lots of workshops in Taiwan, so I love to learn things and do research. Actually, I heard about human design 7 years ago, but I just started studying for 2 years. So it's quite a journey, and I pretty enjoy learning this kind of knowledge. No matter BG5 or human design, because it's all English for me. So I think the language for Asian people, it's a little bit difficult to distinguish what's the difference. But BG5, I study in BG5, and I quite enjoying to talk with other reflectors. This kind of experience is very different from the reflector I met in Taiwan. So enjoy the trip. Thank you.
Oh, it's so great to have you, Tina. So great to see you, and thank you so much for being here, and for your bravery, right, in being here and being able to, even though you're a little bit nervous just to be here, it's just like I said, very, very special.
Oh,
so thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have this this panel. Like I said, I'm feeling myself tearing up because, like I said, I'm just in awe, and I'm just really appreciative of each and every one of you being here and going through this discussion to help everyone understand a bit more about what evaluators are all about. So thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you.